Hey guys, I don't know if you can hear that from way over there. I got my Meg on the fridge. I just wanted to change the music a little bit. I got something else for closing. Oh, where did I put the movie script? I sat down with the computers and no script. Like, I really need a team of people. I don't know where I actually put it. Oh. Ugh. Oh, never mind. There's the Smallville movie. Son of man, look to the sky. Set it free. Okay. Man is who you'll be. There's a reason I played that song at the opening. Because he's never flown in his suit. He's refused to be Superman, right? Son of man. So he's Cal from Krypton, and his parents are different people from different place. And there's a whole other wax of ball game of stuff going on there. And it's really relevant that he mans up. And the tragedy of the story I'm writing and sharing with you guys sort of will bring the whole thing full circle about what'll fix it, and all the answers will make sense for him, and then he'll be able to do the right thing. And that's been part of the problem in the circle of his life, is there's been all this stuff missing, all this dishonesty, all this deception, all this stuff left out about other people. And it's like a human condition. Humans are not perfect, and so he's not so human, he is superhuman. So there are things where if he had the choice or the freedom and the agency with all the facts, he could have made better decisions. Also, when you're lacking certain kind of, education or training, or even information from his own planet, it also makes a difference. But the goal is, by the end of this situation, he'll have it all worked out, and he'll feel like Superman. He'll want to be Cal, and he won't be afraid of all that comes with that his father promised him would be the case if he took care of the people and the world that are taking care of him, as giving Earth a second home for him to live in. So this part here, I'm losing track. I think the last segment at the library was segment 12, so this is segment 13. Lex Luthor goes touring. Lex realized that he hasn't seen or been in touch with anyone since he went to the town fair. So he decided it would be a good idea, at least, to send out one email so someone here locally who knows of his idea and plans, in keeping with his word and plans, on what to do with his burnt farm field would be a good idea. So he sat down in front of his computer and decided to send Clark a short note before taking off. He pulled up his email and pressed compose and began to write. Hey Clark, it's just me. Thought I'd send you this short message to let you know where I'm at and what I'm doing about my mission regarding my empty burnt field that awaits new life amidst its recent destruction from the dreaded fate of the hot tip of one irresponsible fast-driving female smoker passing through town. I've decided that I'm going to take a short trip and go visit some corn mazes in person, in close enough vicinity for me to get to see and how they look, how well made they are, and how fun they are to find my way through. I know the best way for me to pick who I will hire and commission to do the job of turning my field into a wonderful corn maze chock full of hours of fun for the townspeople of Smallville and surrounding communities is, of course, by visiting the farms and the people who operate them in person. If there was enough time, I'd have surely invited and suggested a bunch of you to join me on my quest, but in light of our high school reunion, it does occur to me that there just isn't enough time for a group of us to go on an official corn maze tour, so I've opted to go at it alone. As for the reunion, because it's only me and I'm not going 50 states away, I should be back in time to attend the event for myself too. I may not endeavor going through each and every one of the mazes I go visit in order to save myself some of that time, so as to return on time to enjoy the reunion too. But I do want to fly above them all in a helicopter to get a close-up, in-person look from the air and have some pictures taken for me so I can sit and study them in my leisure and peace here in my office when I return and have the time and opportunity to finally make my decision on who I'm going to go with, hiring to make my field into something that will not be forgotten easily by those who visit and challenge themselves to find their way through it. Maybe, just maybe, this corn maze thing can become an established regular yearly tradition if it proves to be a great success on my part and who I hire and for those who come to see it. This wouldn't be a bad way of filling the empty land I have with a regular productive purpose that doesn't officially require me becoming an actual farmer like your father Jonathan Kent was. Ha, lol, he says, as I'm indeed at the end of the day no farmer. Well, I hope you're keeping well and busy and enjoying your time with your mother and being on the farm, and I've heard you've met Janet, the first aid instructor for our high school, and you've hit it off well. This is good to hear. You will be glad to know she's quite an industrious lady who does more than just teach first aid. It would do you well to go visit her office in person and see and come to learn what I have already done for myself. I think you will be pleasantly surprised over what you find there to keep your interest in knowing her, and that maybe a truly good friendship can blossom from there. She seems to me, from my observations of knowing you as I do for so many years, that she's someone who fits your standards and bill of the kind of person you'd like to know and want to know. And so to help you do this, to see you successfully achieve your mission of turning Janet into a friend of yours, I'm taking the liberty of giving you her office address. If you do go, I would love it if you updated me here on how that visit to her office and her personal space outside of and away from the school went. I'd like to know if my guess about her being a perfect fit as someone you need and should know was right on or way out in left field. And again, he says, lol, LOL. Janet's office is 155 Hutchinson Street near West 4th Avenue and North Severance Street. See you at the high school reunion, Clark. I will fill you in on how this little corn maze touring trip went then. Lex. So I guess it wasn't so short, but it's still short, right? But he filled them in on lots. Okay, so now Lex noted he was a little more talkative in his email today than he usually is. Nonetheless, he clicked the send button and then closed his laptop lid and rose from his chair and moved to his immediate concentration on getting out of the door while there was some good daylight travel time in front of him to get in. Lex goes on to say, Glenn, are the last of my things packed and are all the bags by the door or in the trunk of the car, perhaps? I wish to get out the door immediately and take in that good daylight time we have over us to get some good distance covered. If we do well enough for time, I might actually make it to the first corn maze on the list and be able to walk through it today. And I'm in a rather chipper mood today for some reason, and since I don't get those kinds of days so often, not as much as I wish I could, I don't want to waste a moment's time on enjoying this one. Spit spot toodaloo to everyone else who can hear me. I am heading straight for the car now, and will wait for you there, Glenn. And off Lex goes to his car. Yeah, he doesn't get those all too I feel great days often, right? So it's one of those moments where he does need to enjoy this. Glenn says, yes, Lex, that is just fine. I'm just bringing out the last of the things you had noted to me that you missed and overlooked packing. I will be right behind you. It does look like a lovely day for a drive. Not one for us to miss out on much of and getting in and enjoying. I indeed do agree about the time, weather, mood, and day ahead of us. 3 minutes later, Lex was sitting comfortably in the back of the limo and had a nice cool seasonal drink on the rocks in his hand already, and part of his window rolled down so he could watch the landscape and miles pass before his eyes pleasantly on this day. At this moment, he still isn't sure on whether this time of the fall season here in Kansas is his favorite or if it's the spring at its peak choice time. But he's thinking that this corn maze venture might just be the tiebreaker. On that note, Glenn starts the car and waves his hand to Lex and says as he puts it on the wheel with the other and pulls away, okay, we're a go. Sit back and relax and enjoy the day ahead, boss. With a smile on his face, Lex replies with, you know something, Glenn? I think I really will. I wonder, though, how it is I could have grown up here in Kansas and missed out on this whole corn maze festive season time of year thing. I'd better have a good time to do my best to make up for all those years and all that lost time. Glenn just shook his head in agreement and remained focused on the drive and adventure that was now ahead of him for the next couple of days. Looks to be a good one ahead for both of them. they thought to themselves as the miles began being put under the brand new wheels of the limo's new tires. End scene. All right, so there's one more segment to go. Da da da, and I wanted to end this. So where we got it? We go here. We're gonna close with this a little bit. I don't like the soundtracks most TV shows or movies and stuff today are playing, so I'm gonna have to do a lot of my own stuff. And this is Canadian, so if you're not Canadian or watched them, you wouldn't know them. It's Crash Test Dummies. What do I do with the cards? So again, don't forget to go to the local page, subscribe, follow, sign up. It's free. The Vocal Plus is something else later. And then go to my website, find stuff you want to order or buy. You can tip, pledge, support, or make your own money. And I'll teach you how to do that. It's a one-shot deal for the money on here through Vocal. After they give you that from those original posts, you won't get that amount from them in that segment again. So I take advantage of that and then become part owner of what I'm doing. And as Canadians, that would be a good idea to support each other and fun sharing. Anyways, see you guys. Gonna go finish listening to Superman's song. Be back with the next segment. Super had a straight job.